Now, at the start of the war, the Gaza Strip was one of the most densely populated places on earth, home to over 2 million people. Today, the Hamas-run Health Ministry has announced that since the start of the war, more than 30,000 Palestinians have been killed in Gaza. Several experts have told the BBC that the number of dead could actually be much higher than this. That's because many hospitals in Gaza where deaths are recorded are no longer operating. Now, let's take a look at this graph. It's a breakdown of who's been killed. And as you can see from this, the majority of those who have been killed are women and children. Now, how does this compare with previous conflicts in Gaza? Now, this chart shows deaths in the first war in 2008, and you can see that there are more men killed than women and children. And it's a similar picture in the second war in 2014. Now, have a look at the current war. And as you can see, the bars showing the deaths for women and children in red and purple are significantly higher than the one for men. Now, keep in mind, this war has been going on for months, whereas the others lasted for weeks. So the death toll here is much higher. Now, Israel has questioned the death toll, but it hasn't provided its own figures on how many civilians in Gaza have been killed. So how are these casualty figures counted? Well, counting the dead in any war zone is a challenge. And experts told the BBC that the real scale of those killed since then is likely to be significantly higher than 30,000. And the figures only include bodies counted in hospitals like this one in Deir al-Balah. So those buried under rubble aren't included in this tally. And the World Health Organization's Regional Emergency Director, Richard Brennan, has previously said he considers these casualty figures to be trustworthy. Now, since the beginning of the war, the Israeli army has said it takes precautionary measures in order to avoid damage to the civilian population. Israel also says that Hamas uses Gaza's civilian population as human shields. Now, nearly 5 months into the war, this latest death tally will intensify the pressure to pause the fighting.